All right, so today is February 26, 2018. This is the meeting of the Kubernetes CSI implementation group. Today is Code Freeze Day for Kubernetes. Specifically, it's going to be at 6 p.m. Pacific time today, so we still have a chance to get some PRs in if we need to, but we need to make sure that anything that's pending is LGTM'd and approved by 6 p.m. Pacific time today. So before we continue, is there any PRs or bugs that folks want to talk about, or any updates anybody wants to give? Okay. So then it's just going to be running through the task list very quickly. Moving Kubernetes components from CSI to 0.1 to 0.2. The major changes for 0.2 were merged on Friday evening. This included eliminating the per RPC versioning information and replacing it with version packaging, or package versioning. Vlad and Sergey worked over the weekend to get that PR in, and that went in and is merged. So those changes are in. The only thing that's remaining here, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say it's mostly Sergey. I did mine, and I realized he did pretty much everything, so I rolled mine back.
Oh, nice. Cool. Well, thank you both for working over the weekend. That was greatly appreciated. So the only thing that's remaining here is once an official 0.2 is cut, we need to update our vendor directory to point to the 0.2 tag. We can do this post code freeze. The delta is going to be essentially nil, other than changing the tag. I am planning to propose cutting 0.2 in CSI this morning after this call, and then after the proposal, we have to wait 72 hours for folks to say +1 or I don't do this, whatever. And then if after 72 hours there's no objections, then we can go ahead and cut it. And so once that's cut, we'll go ahead and point to the 0.2 tag, and that should be it. So we're looking good there. I'm going to skip over these green items since they've already been merged. And we can go down to the orange stuff. CSI credentials. Again, Sergey worked very hard to get this in last week, and the PR has been merged. The only remainder part of this is Sergey,
It's supposed to be all merged. I mean, I'm surprised to see that it's still open. Maybe it's just, it's the issue. It's not the PR.
I think this is the issue. Let's just make sure that the correct PRs are linked on it, and then we can close this issue. We can follow up on that offline, Sergey.
Yeah, sure.
But the PRs are merged, and the only thing that's remaining is for mount devices. We need to make sure we pass in the correct credentials as well. Which, let's just jump to mount devices. Do you want to give an update there?
Yeah, sure. So the implementation for this is done mostly. The PR is out. I think I linked it last week. And I think we just need to work through the final review items. We should be able to merge it today.
Awesome.
And there are no big outstanding issues, I think.
Cool. Yeah, I took a look at it yesterday. I think the only thing was just passing in the secrets. Everything else looked good to me, and I think Vlad also took a look at this.
Yeah, I did. I'll look at it again before early, so we can. If I have anything, I'll let you know.
Sure. Thank you, Vlad.
No problem.
So CSI credentials is good. Kubelet device plugin mechanism. I have not had a chance to look at this. I don't know if you had a chance, Vlad.
I'm sorry, say it again. Which one?
The registration of socket with kubelet device plugin mechanism.
I have not, but I can take a look at
Okay.
it. All right, I'll take a
Cool.
look.
I'll try to
This
take a
is
look at it today too.
okay, and this is for this P1, so that would be next iteration, or are we trying to get?
Yeah, so I think realistically, what might happen is this quarter they'll get the mechanism in without the CSI integration, and we just need to make sure that whatever they're doing isn't unworkable from our side.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
and then we can
interested
go
in
in and cool, and then the next quarter we'll come in and actually hook it up. We just need to make sure they're not painting us into a corner where we can't, make this work for us.
All right, I'll take a look.
Cool. So CSI credentials is, I'm going to go ahead and change that to green. The kubelet device plugin mechanism is orange. We'll take a look at it. Next two are green. Enabling end-to-end tests. We can come back and take a look at this on Wednesday. I think that's going to be the next big thing, is focusing on quality and making sure that everything actually works end-to-end. So that'll be our goal for the next 2 weeks. These two items are green, so I'll go ahead and remove the details here. Topology we dropped, block devices we dropped, and mount device, David gave an update here already. It looks like we're on track. And then update spec dependencies for 0.1 has already been done. So overall, we're looking pretty good for code freeze. I think that's all I want to cover today. The focus for today should just be to try and identify if there are any gaps that we have that we might have missed. If there's anything that you guys are aware of, please try to escalate that quickly and let's get that in. Otherwise, I think we're looking pretty good for code freeze right now.
Okay.
So I'll review. Go ahead, Bless.
Yeah, my question is, after the code freeze, if we come up on something, we still have the opportunity to create a
right.
bug. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. If we actually come up with bugs, then yeah, we can do that after code freeze. But anything that might come across as like feature level work, if we can identify that now, that would be better. I don't anticipate anything, but just in case.
Right. I understand.
This feels a little too comfortable right now. Usually we're screaming while we're getting to code freeze. So.
Yeah, we had a lot of good hands. So.
Yeah.
Time around.
So if everything goes well for code freeze today, then the next big focus over the next 2 to 4 weeks is going to be entirely on delivering a stable beta product. That means everybody should focus on end-to-end testing. And then also we have a bunch of changes that we need to get into the external provisioners, external attacher, and all the external components to make things work, which we haven't had a chance to get to. So we're going to have to start making those changes. So basically, focus is going to be on the external components and end-to-end testing starting tomorrow.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. Thank you all for all your hard work to get to this point, and let's finish off strong.
Okay.
I have a question to Vlad, if we have a couple of minutes.
Yeah, please.
Well, we chatted a little bit on the Slack about the annotations and the volume attributes. So basically, I had a chance to convert the external provisioner, instead of using the annotations, to use the brand new volume attributes to store that information. And I haven't had a chance to check on the core side. Is there anything in the CSI plugin or CSI mounter that depends on the annotations?
Although
If you recall.
that code was basically changed.
Okay, all right.
So
Cool.
inside the internal CSI plugin basically doesn't use the annotation. As soon as the PR that I think it was Felipe did with the attributes, I think I either changed it or maybe he did. where we're we're using the attributes instead of the annotation.
Okay, great. Then there is no dependent. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
Okay.
And we can verify that real quick if I open up Felipe's PR. Let's see, it should be here. That's the PR.
Yeah, and it's been merged as well, so you should be able to see it in head.
Yeah. And if you look in here for the CSI, I think underscore files, you should be able to see the changes. So yeah, I think Felipe already took care of that.
Yeah.
Sergey, you can take a look at that PR too if you have any concerns.
No, I didn't have time. I was kind of focusing on the external provisioner, so I wanted to use this opportunity to ask live question then.
Yep. Okay.
But Sergey,
Cool.
is the same concern you had regarding when an external provisioner reboots, and it's was it its ID or something changes?
Right. Again, if we have 2 more minutes,
Yeah.
So I put together the external provisioner using all the latest changes in the CSI spec. It looks okay, but one thing that kind of struck me, there is when the provisioner comes up, it generates the identity. And then when the volume gets deleted, there is a check that verifies whether this volume was provisioned with this provisioner identity. And if it's not, then the volume doesn't get deleted. So here's the case when I actually hit it. I was playing with the host path plugin, and I killed it completely and then recreated it. And then I had like a whole pile of orphaned PVs, which basically it was trying to delete them, but because the ID didn't match,
right,
it was saying, well, it's a wrong PV and skip all of them. So I had to, I end up doing that manually. So that might be
like a problem we came across before, but I can't remember the details. Or maybe it's a discussion we've had before. I'm not sure if it was resolved.
It might be worth grabbing Brad for that discussion. It does sound like a bug that we should at least open an issue on. So I'd suggest, Sergey, if you could, open an issue in the external provisioner. And then that way, if it was something that we know about and we decided to ignore, at least it's documented somewhere.
okay. And one more thing, since I removed the completely use of annotation in the provisioner, so basically I added a provisioner ID as a volume attribute, and I want to confirm whether it's okay or not.
Interesting. So you're adding the provisioner ID as a volume attribute. So basically what we're doing is we're intercepting the response from the CSI driver, adding information and sending it through. By the CSI spec, it's not something that was planned for, but it's not necessarily prohibited. As far as the CO is concerned, they're just going to take whatever volume attributes are passed, well, returned and pass them back in. So
exactly,
it should be okay.
Let
the
me
only
paste
problem
you.
I can think. Sorry, the only problem I can think of is if there's a collision in the key. But that, depending on how you name the key, it should be unlikely.
Oh, I used exactly the same key as we used as in annotation. So, I mean, it's identical. I haven't changed that area. Where can I paste like the output of a new PV object? I'm just trying to see where would be the good place in the document.
You can go into the
in the
chat right now if you want.
In the chat,
yeah.
Okay. So let me do that in the chat. So it'll help you to see what I mean. Control V. everyone. Paste. Okay. So let me know if you can see that in the chat window.
Yeah, I shared my desktop. Could everyone see it?
I saw something pop up, but
Yeah, let me stop sharing.
I was gonna say put it in the SIG.
Oh, I pasted it in the Zoom's chat, so I don't know if it's the right place or.
Should be okay. Okay, can everyone see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay, so you should be able to see what Sergey pasted. Go ahead, Sergey.
Oh, it's already pasted, but it doesn't appear there.
Yeah.
You mean in the document? Okay. Hang on. Version 18 document.
Oh, I guess it doesn't show any of the Zoom
I think I usually get. Oh, that.
It just ignores Zoom. It just shows everything else.
That makes sense. Weird.
So something like that. So.
That's okay.
Okay. So as you can see, there is a volume attributes, and I use the same key CSI provisioner identity, and that's the value part. It's what dynamically gets generated.
Yeah. I think that's okay. That would be one solution to this. We can discuss it in the issue. I think this is fine though, but maybe just throw in a prefix like tv.kubernetes/io if that's allowed. I'm not sure if it is, but if it is, then we should throw that in there.
You mean as a in the value or in the key?
In the key. I was thinking just I want to avoid collisions in the key, and if you throw in Kubernetes IO, it's much less likely to be.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, I could do that.
Something like that. But yeah, put it all into an issue and go ahead with it if nobody complains. I think that seems reasonable to me.
All right, thank you. We'll do that.
All right, cool. Thank you for looking into this. So it sounds like Sergey is working on the volume attribute change for the external provisioner. Sergey, do you just want to own this issue?
Well, I mean, if you don't mind, sure. Unfortunately, you see, since we kind of you guys cut it in the pieces,
Yeah.
to get end to end, you have to do everything. So I end up changing provisioner, registrar, attacher, and the host path plugin to get to the point of creating PV. But I would be happy, you know, guys, if you could take a look at what I end up with and provide your comments and feedback, and if anything needs to be changed. So
yeah, that sounds good. I think
I was gonna say if you post some PRs on the chat, I'll take a look.
Yeah, Vlad, there is already one for external provisioner. I marked it as a work in progress because all tests are failing because of many reasons. Well, first of all, Go CSI, and the second, it seems that the API change bot got broken. So the changes we merged in the Kubernetes, they didn't make it to API and API machinery. So. Yeah.
How do we?
That should happen immediately, right? Or are we are we pointing at Kubernetes head, or are we pointing at?
Yeah, I thought I saw that in machinery already, but I might be wrong.
No, I mean, in my case, it was failing, and I actually had to manually copy certain proto files from staging Kubernetes to the workspace to be able to compile provisioner.
Mm-hmm.
And which files were those? Were those the volume attachment changes? To beta?
Vlad, sorry, could you repeat? I cannot hear you.
I'm sorry. Was that the volume attachment changes for beta? The
Not the volume attachment, volume attributes, and then credentials, a new credential objects.
Yeah, I remember specifically asking Felipe to make sure that it was done in staging. I remember seeing it, but we could definitely verify that it's in there to make sure it's in staging.
Some guy from API Machinery told me that there was no synchronization done for past 10 days due to some blockage with the so that's why I had to go with like a manual way.
Okay.
So once this breakage is fixed, it should be automatic, right? We don't need to do anything to force it to sync?
Absolutely, yeah, it's gonna be automatic.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Okay, that sounds good then. Okay, cool. So Sergey, I've assigned that task to you, and then Vlad and Pietro can help review that.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Sergey, just paste or ping me with the PR, and I'll take a look at it.
All right, sounds good. Anything else anybody wants to talk about?
Saad, I would like some tests, but probably we can discuss this next week, right?
Yeah, we can discuss it on Wednesday, or so we could just go through it since we have 5 minutes. Maybe some of these changes in the Kubernetes CSI repo. So I think the big one here is going to be the volume attributes change, which Sergey is already taking a look at. So if you could help review that, since you made the associated changes on the Kubernetes side, that would be super helpful. And then once that's in, then we can look at some of the other tasks.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Thank you. We'll see you everybody on Wednesday then. All right.
Okay.
Take care, everyone.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.